up guys, and welcome to another video, yet another video of me doing the engine swap on this Ford 8700. If you haven't watched any of the previous videos, I'm just going to do a quick recap now. If you missed the other two videos, basically I bought an old Ford with a seized engine. It was a Ford 87. I took it into the workshop. I was going to see if we could fix it up, but turns out the engine is too far gone for us to spend any money on. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a look around and try to get a new engine. Basically, the bores were seized with water, so we started taking it apart. So that was in all the other videos. The engine is out now, and we went to buy a new engine. But basically, I'm just going to give you an update of where I am. Super close now. This is really not far off at all. So, got the fuel pump in line with the filter and well, it's after the filter, before the injection pump, all tucked away, wired in. Got the alternator pretty much all wired up now, so the fan belt can go back on. Dashboard, we've got the pump and we've got the pump. The stopper's wired back in, the solenoid stopper, and the starter's on the key now. And it all starts like that. In fact, I'll show you a video just now of, this was yesterday, of it just starting on the key. And it's cold start, there's no heaters, there's no glow plugs on this. But it's just straight cold start. So with the pump behind it, it was probably like, I don't know, 8 degrees yesterday temperature. It just fired straight up. So I'll play that now. Right, so I've got my dashboard wired in. It's not really, but I've got it on the key now. I've put the stopper as one of them kind of switches so that I could have it on the key. I don't want it on the key, I want it on that because I think it's cooler. But I can actually imagine that if I'm ever using it and I knock it and it shuts the engine off, and I'll get annoyed with it and I'll end up wiring it into the key anyway. But anyway, I've got that on there. I've got the fuel pump, the electric fuel pump wired into there just so I can have it switched off. But that's for now. I'm just doing it because I think it looks cool. I might eventually just get sick of it and put it back the other way. But let's just try it on the key, which is something I haven't done yet. So fuel pump on, stopper on, this is already on. But back to where I'm up to. Done quite a bit since the last video, but I haven't been filming it because I don't know if you realise, but filming stuff while doing stuff slows you down by about 50%, trying to catch stuff on camera. So now I'm on this last leg and the excitement's here, and I've not got that much time left to finish it because I have booked it in for, well, the forms are filled out, but I'm booking it in for the Smallwood Tractor Rally, along with my brother. He's bringing a few things now as well. So we've got the John Deere 4520. You probably haven't seen that. I don't think it's ever actually been in one of the videos, perhaps the first ever video on this channel. That was a tractor that he brought in from Kansas in 2010. We brought that along with the Mustang as well, which is the car that we're going to start work on soon. So yeah, the John Deere 4520, this will be booked in, and we're thinking as well perhaps the John Deere Model D and the standard Fordson. So we've got the 70s Ford, like the classic Ford, and the vintage Fordson, and then we've also got the classic John Deere and the vintage John Deere. So it's kind of like a little quad duo, whatever, of all these tractors that'll be at the show. But that's in like 6 weeks now. perhaps a little bit more, but 7 weeks maybe. And I'm going away, one with work and one, I have a holiday booked soon, so I haven't got that many weekends to get finished. However, this isn't that far away now, so I'm just going to put the fan belt back on now. I'm just going to finish wiring the dashboard light in for the alternator. Now I'm kind of hacking into the plug on the, let me get up here and I'll show you, the plug on the dashboard. I had the dashboard on nice, trim, with all the switches back in, but I've taken it back off again now just because I'm doing a little bit more. But this plug here, I don't know if you can see, I'm just going through with the altimeter, just finding what these ports are, and then I'm going to use the plug that came with the wiring loom, cut it off and use that as my route to using the original lights on the dashboard. So I found out where the alternator light is, where the dash lights, oil pressure, and I'm just going through now. I want to find what powers the fuel. Basically hack into this, and I can reignite some of the original gauges and whatnot. I don't think I'll get the RPM one working because it's a mechanical RPM. So unless I can find a hack where I could perhaps swap it out for like a digital based one, there's nothing to power that off the engine. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the minute. Sorry, I cut the camera off there. So I can use the gear stick properly. And same with this, high and low. Although, I believe there's supposed to be a park on that, but I don't know, I can't. Like, looking at the dashboard thing, it says to you, like pull to me and back. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is, put it in gear yesterday, and it's still on the logs underneath from when it was split. So I need to lift it off of the logs, but I put it in gear just to see if the clutch bit, and it launched. So that's good news. The brakes now have, or feel like they've got prime until I actually try them with it rolling. See, it's still on the logs underneath here, but like I say, it did launch forward. Yeah, I still don't have steering, just waiting on steering gear. I've been able to find another one for sale. I might just buy that while I'm getting my current one machined. I'll have two, but I think it will sell. It's quite good demand for them gears, them particular gears. But once that's on, the tank, diesel tank, that needs to go. I've flushed that out the best I can. There is a ding in it there, and now would be the time to fix it while it's off, but it's not. That I can fix that at a later date if I want to, though. You can't actually see it because it isn't seen from the side or whatever. It's on the inside top. This is the inlet pipe that I bought. It's got like a cork gasket, so I'm going to put it on the bottom, well, basically the front face of this tank, which is like the opposite end to here, but have it sticking up or sticking outwards like that. I can actually pick where I want this spout. It's not the widest, but I've just got to get diesel in there. It doesn't matter. We all use the same diesel pump, don't we? So that back on, because currently I've just got it going into the drum like I did before, but these pipes now will go straight onto the pickup pipe, the original steel pickup pipe. I said in an earlier video I was going to alter how the pickup pipe worked. Well, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go back to the steel because it just fits and it just works. And the return pipe, everything about. So yeah, so that 8mm fuel pipe will just go straight back onto there, and that can go back on at will. Yeah, it's not too much work in this video. Like, I'm not filming what I'm actually doing. My dad's back now. He's been fixing a little Cub Cadet. So there's not too much work going on in this video. Oh, do you like my hat, by the way? Old cat logo. I think that's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah, so I'll catch up with it in a moment when I've got it all back together a bit more. So this is what I've been working towards on the key. I've also changed my mind on the fuel pump switch being on that. It's now on the key, so you can also hear that when it runs. Alternator light wires into the original light. If I bring this forward, you can see what I've done, which is flick that over, cut that off the loom, that plug, and I can wire straight into the parts I want now. I've got a bit of tidying up to do and some colour coding, etc. But I think this is a lot better anyway, and I understand it more than the loom that came with it. I made a start on this job, but I thought I'll just pause and show you what I'm doing. This is the gear stick. It arrived, snapped off. There's a bottom like ½ inch there that's broken off. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting a fresh piece, cutting a new slit in it so it can clamp down, and putting the clamp on. It's about ½ inch shorter, the entire stick is, but it won't matter because it makes it usable then. I'm just going to explain one little issue I've got. It's not major, but I'd like it to be better. So I bought this fan belt based on this length that I thought it would be before I built it all up, but now I've built it up. I'm actually a little bit shorter than what I'd have hoped. So I've not got the tensioner in anymore. So I thought, well, the alternator itself can be the tensioner, and it does. It actually works. However, it's kind of super close to the little coolant pipe I've made there. Now I'm not touching, but it's like 7 mil away, which if there's any whacker in that belt, which there definitely will be, especially as this is like the slack end, it's going to be whacking on that pipe. So what I'm thinking is I'll just order a new belt that's longer and can put the tensioner back in so that the belt goes uphill and then towards the alternator. Okay, change of plan. Ignore everything I just said in that last segment. I changed my plans a bit like I changed the weather. And I don't change the weather does that. So what I've been able to do is make room down the back of this alternator. I've had to cut some of the poles off the back, leaving just everything I need. And it's super close at the minute. However, you can see I could get the belt on, and it's on in one hit, and it's got tension, so I don't need to get a new belt now. I'm just going to stick with this one. I was right the first time. It is still the alternator that's wrong, and if you look here, get the camera in a bit closer, sorry if it's shaky. I know a few of you moan about it being shaky, but go and watch something else. The poles are super close to this, and this is still conductive, so I wouldn't want that to be that close. What I'm going to do, I think, is just put a strip of rubber, whether it's like a piece of old inner tube or something, with a piece of adhesive or something over there, just so that it can't arc from there to there, because it will. But ultimately, that's pretty close to where I want it all to be. And it's very tidy. And actually, what it has done, which is quite cool, is it's brought that alternator inside the panel, other than that bloody awkward ear that I told you about on that previous one. And yes, I am going to say it one more time. A lot of people that say if you undo these bolts and spin it, then it becomes a left-hand one. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. A lot do, most do, and to my surprise, as well as your surprise, as I'm telling you this doesn't. This ear, as you spin it round,
and this one don't mesh up. So don't know why they've got the pins in there so you can spin the caps, because you can spin the caps, but when you get these bolts lined up, these two don't. So you've got 3 independent ears, legs, limbs, whatever you call them. It doesn't work. So I'm having to stick with it being a right-hand one. However, I think we're there. I think it's okay. Like, I've got it taut. I can have an extra support from there to there, and it's really not sticking out much. It's just about getting these poles insulated so that they don't arc over, but that's brought it way away from that water pipe there. It's all the way over here now. And I did think when I measured it last time, you know, with the string, it was only 80 mil. I thought, I'm sure I could gain 80 mil. And there we go, done it. Yes. Just using the pressure washer to clean out, flush out this tank. It really needed it. That is actually it for today's video. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I did have a thought, you know, quite a few of you actually messaged me with pictures and stories about your own tractors or your own builds or your own things that are going on. So I had a thought, why don't you, if you message me on Facebook, on my Facebook page, which is the same title as my YouTube channel, or on Instagram, which is @TommyRustBuckets. If you message me a picture or two of your tractor or your whatever you build or whatever you're working on, and a little bit of what you're up to and a bit of history about it, I'll put it in the next video, because it'd be pretty cool to see that stuff and also show others what you're working on. So yeah, send me pictures, send me some stories or whatever, and in the next video I'll put them in. Until then, I will catch you in the next one. Don't forget, if you like this and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you liked it. That way, you know, it just helps me out on YouTube, because it shows other people that you like this thing. And yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Go on, before we go, we'll just give it one last blast. How's that?